confía ciegamente en el equipo, no está más nervioso que de costumbre porque las cosas no salen. Gracias.
To make it clear, I'm not nervous. Maybe my emotions are not the same like before. And I remember when I was the coach against Bayern Munich, there were some pictures, and when we played, against Barcelona, the first goal was the same picture, the second goal was the same picture, the eighth goal was the same picture. They say, hey, he never smiles. So at the moment I have more emotions. This club maybe changed me completely, because what I can say, it's I really love this club. I love Barcelona. I love the people here. It's amazing, and I really give my best for this club. This is what I want, and I live for the club. And I'm really, all these things, when I see me also in the television, well, I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like this, and I don't like that my grandchild see his grandpa like this, so I have to change maybe my behavior.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So it is Champions League week. Barcelona will be facing Olympiacos on Tuesday night. And Barcelona is going to go into this new Champions League game and also consider the third Champions League game with, I would say, some troubling. Because they did beat Newcastle 2-1 away from home. But then they were defeated by PSG at their own home 2-1. So we have had one win and one loss so far. However, Barcelona has not been the only struggling side. When you look at Olympiacos, they have also been searching for their first win in the group. They have only had 1 point gained so far in this competition, and they have not scored a single goal in the Champions League so far. A single one. So they recently lost to Arsenal 2-0 and then tied against Pafos FC 0-0. So they have been very underwhelming. So I believe that Barcelona can gain a win here, especially at our own home. Now, to give you guys even further context on where Barcelona currently stand today, yes, we are being hampered by injuries. With Lewandowski out, Gavi, Joan Garcia, Ter Stegen, Rafinha, they're all going to be out. So Hansi Flick is going to have to think fast. What is going to be our strongest starting 11 going into this game? Now, most likely, we're going to be deploying a 4-2-3-1 shape. We're not going to go for a 4-3-3 like we saw in the match against Girona. That was a very different game with different contexts. But in this game, I believe that Barcelona are going to go all in and really go for a 5-0 win or a 4-0 win. That is what we want. Barcelona have yet to do that. So we must implement a 4-2-3-1 system, meaning that this is going to be my take. Szczesny is going to be in goal as always, with Jules Koundé on the right back position and Pau Cubarsí and Ronald Araujo as our center back pairing, with Alejandro Balde on the left back position. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Hansi Flick takes a very bold step in this defensive line and he says, we're going to take out Jules Koundé and put in Eric Garcia, and we're also going to put in Gerard Martin for Alejandro Balde. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that a lot of people are in favor of Eric Garcia starting on the right back position because, first of all, he has never not been impressive as a right back, and Jules Koundé has not been in his best form. If we look at Jules Koundé's past 3 to 4 matches, he has been very underwhelming, making mistakes, never supporting the right winger, unable to defend any counterattacks. It just seems like all in all, Jules Koundé is really not that focused. I don't think it's like a sporting problem, it's not a technical problem. Like, Jules Koundé is a great footballer that has great qualities. I just believe that his head is not correct. He's not right. And that is what leads towards Jules Koundé making these ridiculous mistakes. I mean, like, there was a moment where Jules Koundé in the match against Girona was trying to kick the ball out to one of our midfielders, and it went like back, like behind him, and that ball made no progress whatsoever. Like, dude, like, Jules Koundé was acting like he was playing in Sunday League football. So really, keep an eye out on Eric Garcia. But as of right now, I'm going to play it safe and have Jules Koundé in the right back position, Araujo, Cubarsí, and Alejandro Balde, with our midfield being Frankie and Pedri, because notice how Pedri did come off on the 60th minute in the previous game. That is because Flick knew that Pedri needed some rest and Pedri was going to be expected to play in the next match, which took place 2 or 3 days from that day. So I expect Frankie and Pedri anchoring the midfield, controlling the tempo, building those transitions. Stats do show that when Barcelona have Frankie and Pedri together, they maintain very high possession and great creative output, domestically especially. And then looking at our attack, I expect Marcus Rashford to be in the striker position. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but I just don't see Ferran Torres starting in this game. Ferran Torres is yet to feature ever since he got injured, and I don't expect him to start. Marcus Rashford, he was decent as a number 9 in the previous match against Girona, right? He was making those correct runs. always anticipating where the ball was going to go when those crosses were being centered into the box. Marcus Rashford has that great understanding, and it comes by no surprise. Marcus Rashford has played as a number 9 before with Manchester United, so I think that he can deliver, and I believe that we can see a great game coming from him on this Champions League night. So I expect the wingers to be Lamine Yamal on the right and Fermin Lopez on the left. I'm also going to be placing Marc Asado in the number 10 position, but let me point another thing out, right? Because a lot of this can be very unpredictable. Maybe we could see Pedri as a 10 again. That is what Flick did before. Maybe we can have Casado on the double pivot position with Frankie and Pedri as a number 10. We talked about how great he was when it came to making those runs straight into the box, right? We saw the Pedri of old from the 2023-2024 season, and Pedri was amazing. Like, we saw his creative output, so don't be surprised. So we can either see Casado or Pedri in the number 10 position. As for Olympiacos, under Jose Luis, he may adopt a 4-2-3-1 system or a 4-3-3 defensive framework based off what I have seen in the past 4 to 5 matches. They know that when they face a team like FC Barcelona, they're going to add more emphasis on the compactness and the counter transitions. Very similar to how Girona and Getafe approached us. Let's remember, in their Champions League games so far, they have struggled to produce 1 goal. They have 1 draw and 1 defeat. Now 1 goal has been scored. So if Barcelona can get 2 goals early in the game, it's basically over. Like, Olympiacos are going to have no answer from there. So it's going to be very important for Barcelona to be starting correctly. Now, just because I'm pointing out these weaknesses from Olympiacos in the Champions League, it does not mean that Olympiacos overall is a dead team. Like, they were the winners of the Conference League back in the 2023-2024 season because they played with great intensity. They were great in terms of defensive organization. So maybe they could bring that exact same type of spirit and energy against a team like FC Barcelona. So I'm not going to lie. I really do think that Barcelona can win against Olympiacos. Maybe 3-1. Maybe we can see Barcelona make an error. I honestly see that in this current Barcelona squad. Not because we lost so many players, not because there's players who are injured or some players got out or whatever, but it's mainly because of the focus that these players do carry today, right? It's not 110% focus. I don't see the exact same intensity that we saw from last season, which is why I'm going to give Olympiacos that 1 goal. I expect them to score 1. Yes, I do. Maybe it could be in the moment where Barcelona winning 3-0 and in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Barcelona concede. But at the same time, I just don't think they're going to bring enough to defeat Barcelona at their home. That win against Girona, like that last minute winner and scoring that 2-1 from Ronald Araujo, was like something that we really needed. We needed a win because we have suffered so much against PSG, against Sevilla. The fact that we almost ended on a tie was going to be very underwhelming for us. But we got the win. I hope that we got that momentum. We learned from our mistakes, and these players know it. Pedri talked about it, Frankie talked about it, and we just carry those corrections for this game. One last conversation I do want to have with you guys, it is going to be about Deco, because Deco recently spoke to the media because there was this general assembly that Joan Laporta was hosting, but Deco said some very surprising words, and he has claimed that Barcelona are not going to go do any shopping for the winter transfer window that is coming up, meaning that Barcelona will not be signing no reinforcements at all for this season. Like, we're not going to be signing no defender, no striker, no midfielder. And a lot of people, right, in the media, the public reception, the fan base, they did not like that. They did not like to hear that coming from Deco, because one of the main claims has been, why would Deco say that knowing that Barcelona are going through an injury crisis right now? Rafinha is out, Ter Stegen is out, Lewandowski is out, Ferran Torres is out. So many players are out. So why not sign reinforcements? And I do have some pushback on that, and I can kind of understand where Deco is coming from. Let me ask you guys this. Why would Deco say we're going to be signing new players in January or make some reinforcements when we know that the majority of our players who have not really played a lot in this season are just simply injured, and that most of them are going to be coming back within the next 2 or 3 months? Like, really think about that. Why would we try to sign reinforcements when our players that we do have yet to be used? Like, once they return, and then those reinforcements are going to look like we just made them for no reason. Like, think about that. How many times have we had Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal together this season? How many times? Tell me. We're talking about a front three that was bossing Europe and bossing La Liga and every other competition that was going in their way. How many times have we seen that in this season? Maybe like once or twice. Like, yes, it's sad to hear that and to see that. The fact that we couldn't see our infamous front three play consistently this season, but we need that to happen first before we even think about a reinforcement. And we're going to get that very soon. Lewandowski will be returning. Rafinha is going to be returning for the Clásico, which will be in a couple of days. So let's see what happens there first. Gavi is also going to be returning. We're going to be having multiple of our players back. And the same thing goes on with Ferran Torres as well. We have yet to place our strongest starting 11. We have had like around 9 to 10 matches played so far this season, and we have had about 8 to 7 different starting 11s. So let's work with what we have first. I think that Deco is trying to reinstill more confidence into the squad that we do have today, and that is the correct step to take. When you look at this huge squad list that I have placed here, like, why sign reinforcements? We have 2 wingers on the left, Rafinha and Marcus Rashford. Fermin Lopez can also play there. We have Lewandowski and Ferran up top. Marcus Rashford can also play there. We have Lamine Yamal, Tony Fernandes, Rooney Bardi on the right wing position. We have Gavi, Pedri, who can also play in the number 10 position. Fermin Lopez, Rafinha can all play in the number 10 position. Dani Olmo, a player that we have not even talked about and I forgot about throughout the whole course of this video. Dani Olmo can also play there. He has yet to return. As a matter of fact, when have we seen Gavi, Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha play together? Never. We have not seen that yet in this season. We haven't seen Olmo, Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha play together as well. Bernal also needs to come back to full fitness and gain momentum. Why sign a reinforcement there? We have Frankie, Pedri, Bernal, Casado. Gavi can also play there as well. Gerard Martin, Balde, 2 left backs, and that is enough. Jofre Torrens is also another player that we do have. And then we have 4 center backs. So the depth is there and Barcelona can do a lot. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one.